Scooch over.
Hey, can you scooch over?
You want me to scooch over?
Just a little bit. Scooch.
Scooch?
Scooch.
Scooch. Scooch ovaries! Okay, we did Distract Me, we did Mr. Roboto. Our third segment that we're going to discuss is called The Social Experiment.
Oh.
And in the social experiment, we're going to talk about things that we're annoyed at in society, or maybe it'll touch on some cultural stuff. It could be any number of things, but
Yes.
we do hope to have all of these segments on every episode. And if we don't, it's because we came up with new ones or we forgot. Sound good?
Or we may have touched on them and then talked about cheese for 10 minutes.
Yes.
You just don't know.
Jeez. But Robin, I do believe we talked earlier about a phrase that you've heard to describe something, and it angered you, and you wanted to just set everybody straight on exactly what's going on here in this bullshit that people are trying to get away with.
And maybe, dear listeners, if I'm getting the phrase wrong, then put it in the comments or whatever.
Yeah.
But I keep hearing the term overserved, and the way I'm hearing it is, and maybe I'm hearing it wrong or I don't understand the context of it, but when I'm hearing overserved, it sounds like people saying they're drunk. And I'm like,
Yeah.
if you're overserved, who's serving you? Is it a weird guy at the frat party who keeps like filling up a drink when she's not looking? Or are you at your house? Because if you're being overserved at your house, you're not being overserved. Take personal responsibility. If you're out to drink and you keep saying, "Where another one?" that's still not being overserved, because you know what? You might have a bartender who's got 15, 16 other people. They're not your bodyguards. They're not your babysitters. Take personal responsibility. So don't say you're overserved unless you are in fact somehow being manipulated and being overserved. If you're just being drunk, that's your own damn fault. I know, because I've been drunk a lot of times. Lady and gentleman, no. If you're being overserved and because you're saying you're drunk, I got that wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're drunk on your own volition and you're saying that you've been overserved, ma'am, gentlemen, no.
Take responsibility.
Take responsibility. And I don't care if you get drunk. I mean, I've gotten drunk lots of times, but I'm not like, it wasn't my fault. It was my fault.
Yeah.
Now, if it wasn't and it's manipulation, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about like being wishy-washy, like, it was my fault. I got overserved.
Yeah.
I kept doing this and going.
Yeah.
No, that's not being overserved.
And as comedians, we're also, just bang on that. And as comedians, we're not being judgy about your attempted humor. If you're trying to be funny, well done. Because saying you went out to dinner last night, you went out with your friends, you didn't have anything to eat before that, but you drank before the food came and you got shit-faced. I guess I was overserved. And we all laughed and high-five and we go get you an aspirin and a glass of water. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the people who are saying, I was overserved. It's not my fault. It's a Karening thing. It's a Karen thing.
Yeah, and that's how I keep hearing it, or at least how I interpret it. Like, oh gosh, I was really overserved.
Yeah.
Please explain how you're overserved, because
Yeah.
if you were truly a victim, then that is not. But if it was of your own will and your own,
Yeah. I mean, if I made spaghetti and I go into work the next day and I don't feel so good, they say, what happened? I said, well, I made spaghetti. I was overserved. Now that's different, and that's funny because I have an eating disorder and I don't understand portion control. But I think Robin's annoyed at people trying to just blame someone else for their poor decisions.
yes, just take personal responsibility. Again, I'm not judging you.
I think
I'm
it's
not judging you at all.
No, you're not judging, but I think it's adorable that in 2025, in our current world situation, you would like people to take personal responsibility for something. I don't know if you've been outside,
That is true.
but I don't think anyone is doing that. Another phrase that I am still trying to decide if it's just people being, I don't know. I don't want to say too sensitive, because I don't believe saying someone is too sensitive is an insult. I actually take that as a compliment, because I am a feeling carbon-based human being and I feel things and I will continue to feel things. And if you think I'm feeling too much, maybe you're not feeling enough. Who are you talking to, Mia? I don't know.
Probably me.
She's a little bit cold. I'm kidding. But here's the thing. Phrases like unalived or unhoused or saying graped instead of raped What are you doing?
I think, and this is,
Help me.
I think the reason that kind of stuff happens is because if it hits the algorithm on TikTok and you say the real words, it gets sucked out.
Oh, it's not a trigger for people with a bad experience in their life? It's more of an algorithm dropper?
Yeah, I was under the impression, TikTok especially, and maybe it just took off. If they hear those words and they, because it's AI, they don't understand the context of it.
Okay.
They'll take it out.
I'm going to go, though, with saying unhoused is something that the people, my people, the woke people, the liberal people, decided to say instead of homeless. But you and I already did a bit about hobos.
I was going to say...
Can't say hobo.
We can't say hobo. But what's the difference between homeless and unhoused? Like, I don't get that. But
they don't have a house.
They don't have a home.
They have been unhoused. They don't have a roof.
But then if you're homeless, you're less of a home. Like, why? How's homeless worse or better than unhoused?
Oh. It's the same word, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's unhoused is kinder than homeless. I guess it's like saying people first language, maybe. No, that's different. That's like when you say.
Then what's it going to go to? Like, homes? Like, what's it going to go to after that? Unhoused. Person. Homeless.
Hobo. We're going to circle back to fucking hobo. Here's the thing. Unalived? That's stupid. You're dead.
But I think if you were dead, like if TikTok's
Killed,
algorithm
murdered.
are dead, or you can't say gun.
Offed.
You can't say gun. That's what they say, pew pew. Because I think it's an algorithm thing, and they don't have people like disseminating like, oh, they said this in this context. They just have AI saying like, nope, this is a word, you can't say that. Boom. That's my understanding.
I love that. Also, I just want to do a quick shout out to folks who are new listeners and they're trying to figure out who is this for. It's for the lady in a coma who just woke up. That's who this particular segment is for. It's called the social experiment. It's like, because we're a little behind on...
I've been asleep for 45 years.
That sounds like a great nap. Oh my God. Can you imagine the sleep apnea test on that one?
Yeah.
That would be long. I recently upgraded to a newer, better watch, and I want to proudly brag that I do not have sleep apnea based on the science on my watch. I don't know that it's right, but I didn't think I had it, but I always wondered. I wonder if I have a lot of things. I am jonesing for a diagnosis. That's not new information. Everyone knows Mary likes a good diagnosis.
That should be our health segment. Jonesing for a good diagnosis.
I like that idea, jonesing for a diagnosis.
Well, yeah, you have to
I'd write it down. If only there were a pen. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone else, we are going to have a celebrity-ish kind of segment where we talk about what's going on with the entertainment world. Mm-hmm. And that segment is going to be called what, Robin?
Chased by Pavarotti. Because I just said that 2 hours ago. It's really bad. They're chased by Pavarotti. And he's a heavy-set guy.
Don't you come over here with that opera. Like, what? Okay. Chased by Pavarotti. But here's the thing. There's a thing going on right now in the news. It's been going on for a while. Even Chelsea Handler acknowledged it at the Critics' Choice Awards. And she said, hey, Justin Baldoni, Blake Lively, we're good. But Robin wants to keep it alive. Robin, what do you want to say about the Lively Baldoni thing?
I don't want to really get into it because it's so much, and it's like pulling out a thread. It's just so much. So I don't want to get into the crux of it. But as we sit here and talk, and I sort of say like, I don't have time for like movies. You sit down for 2 hours and I can't even tell you how much content of the Blake Lively Baldoni, just endless hours of podcasts and like little TikToks.
You could have watched Wicked like 8 times.
I could have. Like, shame on me. So I don't, and I don't know why I've gotten on this, because I've truly don't think I've seen a movie that either one of them have been in at all.
Yeah, I don't think I have either.
Oh no, you probably saw.
Which one?
Oh no,
the one with Anna Kendrick. I saw that one.
I'm sorry, I was thinking you'd seen Ryan Reynolds, but he's not he's a part of it, but he's not a part of it. You've seen his movies.
He's in the peripheral of this. He's
Yeah.
on the service road.
Yeah. So it's been an obsession.
Or is he the mastermind?
He might be, but it's been an obsession, and it's taken so much of my time, and I don't know why. I don't have a vested interest in
How can
any
you ever,
of them.
Robin? I don't understand. Explain to me how you can bother to have time and obsession over one particular celebrity. I don't relate to that in any way, shape, or form. One celebrity? What?
But I think you have a vested interest in these celebrities. Like you love Catherine Hahn. You've seen all of her movies.
I do.
You've seen everything in her catalog.
Couldn't find that word for half an hour.
But all the players except for the one little sliver that Taylor, because I like Taylor Swift, that she's involved in, I don't know, and I just it's like I can't get enough. It's like eating potato chips. Like.
And disclaimer, everybody: Robin is not minimizing or saying in any way, shape, or form that we should not believe women. We are both very strong advocates for women when they are put in situations that are bad.
Lady, I didn't even tell you what side I was on. Okay. I didn't even tell you what side.
No, but I'm saying, no, and I'm just saying we don't want to minimize when a woman makes an accusation against a man. We don't want to ever do that. Because you and I are both pretty strong advocates for women's rights.
Oh, 100%.
And
100%.
survivors are our people.
Yeah, we've actually done plethora of
Events.
charity work and events for survivors. But it's just it's an interesting case. It is.
It is.
Yeah. So on both sides, and so yeah, it's interesting.
He said, she said, he said, she said, he said.
Yes,
It's got so many.
And then you've got actually
more lawsuits than the president.
Oh. But and then you have the evidence, and it's just so interesting because like you see the evidence and you're like, oh, okay, I truly believe this side, and then you get some more evidence and you're like,
careful with those emails and texts, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls and everybody else.
Be careful with
Careful
that.
what you do at work and at play.
Well, and now I guess they're trying. One side's trying to subpoena like everyone in this dude's life. I'd say one side. Blake Lively's trying to subpoena like all of his, like his and his wife's and his coworkers, all their text. And I don't think it's the actual text, but the record of like when they happened and like at 6:45, you and I texted each other at 7:45. Yeah, it's just it's gotten nuts, and I cannot get enough of it.
And it's been several months, and I've seen things here and there. I haven't dove deep into it the way Robin has, and I have changed sides 4 times.
Yeah.
Have you done that too? Or have you remained on one side and stayed there?
I started out on one side,
like,
and now I'm firmly on the other. Now I'm firmly on the other.
You're firmly on the other? Yeah. And what's the other? Do you not want to say?
I guess I can say. I believe in Justin Baldoni.
Do you?
Yeah. That's why when you were saying believe women, I was like, oh, lady, huh? But no, I do. But I feel like, number one, you should believe women.
Yes.
But if it's a situation where it didn't happen and she took advantage of it, that does more damage.
Yeah.
That does a lot of damage to women. I'm not saying that happened, but if it did.
And based on the video footage that they released where she said something happened during that event, and we have the audio and the video of that thing, and it sounds like she's taking it and kind of saying, well, this happened during it. And it wasn't so much a she was asking for it. It was she's playing along. She's acting? She's not acting. But now she's saying she wasn't acting and that she was uncomfortable. Look, everybody, I've been uncomfortable for 61 years. Everyone's uncomfortable. But if she was uncomfortable and he made her feel uncomfortable, then yikes. Because it was his movie. He was the director.
Until she stole it.
Is she the director?
She kind of, just little by little, inch by inch, kind of just wiped it out from under him.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. There's a lot to it. And the thing that makes me sad is my lady, my gal, my Mona Lisa herself, Jenny Slate, is getting pulled into this.
Not
and you
Jenny.
know what? Team Jenny Slate.
Team Jenny Slate all day.
All day, all night.
Money, please.
Money, please. And you know what? don't do that to Miguel. I love her. Don't
Oh
make
my
her feel
God.
awkward. Don't have her be in a situation where she has to testify. And
I
that's
wouldn't read that article. I saw it go by and I wouldn't read it because I was
Yeah.
like, no, 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 no.
two people, Tay, Jenny Slate. No, ma'am.
And I'm really confused now because now I don't know what's happening. So did Jenny Slate get pulled in by Justin to say, do you agree with me on my side of
No,
it? Or
she
is
got pulled in by Blake.
Oh.
And I think everyone was trying to, from what I gather, Blake was trying to get all the cast people, because she basically took over the movie, all the cast people to be on her side. And then she said there was like, an issue with Jenny Slate. Come to find out, there was an issue with Jenny Slate that had nothing to do with Justin Baldoni, but with his company.
Oh, no.
So it really didn't have anything to do with him. Allegedly. I mean, maybe things are out there. I mean, this is as we're speaking. So things are out there. And I'm just like, don't be hating on Jenny Slate. Don't be in her comments saying things. Like, we don't know what happened. And she is a beautiful human being and a hilarious comedian.
She's one of the best.
Yeah.
She's pure. Well, Jenny Slate is pure and wonderful and everything. And I've been introducing her to people at work like a fucking missionary. I'm like, oh my God, have you not seen the football sketch? Skit. No, chunk. Wait, hold on. Bit. I forgot how to talk about comedy. It's the football bit.
Yeah. And
Tom. No, wait. Gronk, if I get the toy, I'm going to give it to you. And that's all I'll say. Go ahead.
oh, I was thinking, what's the little animated thing she does? Sheldon?
Marcel the Shell with shoes on, which I bought for like 3 people, and they're like, yeah, it was okay. I got to see that with my family, and my heart exploded. I knew it was going to be amazing, and it was even better than I thought it would be. And then Isabella Rossellini is in it too.
Oh wow, yeah.
Everything about. Have you seen it?
No, I have not.
God
I have
damn
not.
it! Wait, excuse me. Let me say my catchphrase. Jesus fucking Christ, Robin. That is my catchphrase.
I do watch a lot of Bob's Burgers, and she's Tammy on Bob's Burgers. She's really good as Tammy on Bob's Burgers.
Jenny Slate.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant Isabella Rossellini. I'm like, look at that.
Oh no. But Tammy. She's Tina's bully with the blue eyeshadow.
I don't. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Everyone
She's
I love has been
so
on Bob's
mean,
Burgers and
yeah.
The Simpsons and American Dad and all the other shows. Oh, and the one that Nick Kroll did with Maya Rudolph.
Oh, Big Mouth.
Yeah, everybody's in that too.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
They're all doing great. So I guess to sum up, we don't know what's going on, but we have feelings. We'll put it
Feelings
that way.
about stuff that's going on.
Yeah. So is that why Blake and Ryan weren't in Tay-Tay's vicinity during the Super Bowl?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Robin, for that breaking news.
Because she got pulled into it, and there's this whole thing like, I'm Khaleesi and you're one of my dragons. She got pulled into it.
What?
Yeah.
You made a House of Dragons. I'm sorry, you made a Game of Thrones reference.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I mean, that's because that's one of the things there's so much to it. So
we're not going to cover it all.
we're not going to cover it all, because I feel like once we get into the nitty gritty, it's to summarize, she referred to Taylor Swift as one of her dragons. She said, hey, Justin Baldoni, I'm like Khaleesi, and Ryan and Taylor are my dragons.
Oh.
And they're very protective of me. It all got out, and Taylor's like, I'm a who'da whata.
Yeah, no, she's Jon Snow. Fuck that.
Yeah.
But you don't understand because you didn't watch it.
I
don't know if I understood it either.
I don't, but I mean, I've had really good friends, and I'm like, oh man, they're like my guard dogs, but I don't use it to.
That's awkward. Do you say that really?
I think I've said that before.
I've never said guard dogs. I'll say like bodyguards and shit. I usually say mentor, but go ahead. It's the other way around for me.
But if you're saying that to take someone's job away and potentially put someone in a lawsuit, then that takes a different conversation than just like, that's my boy. That takes like a different connotation of, oh no, you're going to get hauled into court and all this stuff. So that's why Tay-Tay did not really want them. And honestly, the football game's already gone over. I don't think anybody who was a Chiefs fan. Now, if they were Eagles fan, more power to you. But it wasn't a great night for Chiefs.
No, it wasn't. And we're not going to go into that because I don't care. But
You've wasted so much goddamn time on those Chiefs.
I've been hearing about the Chiefs since 2008. And I met you in 2009, so I don't know how you did that. Oh, I had something interesting I was going to add to that, but it's gone now. But hey, that's Every Day with Mary. It's a good time. I wonder what she was going to say. Robin, thank you for that succinct and clear description of the Baldoni lively controversy.
I think if I were to get into it, it would just take so long. And I feel like by now, if anyone's into it, they're into it. But and we can do a nitty gritty breakdown, but it's a lot. It's also, a lot.
Snaps for ladies being the domineering bullshit leader trying to ruin someone's career as opposed to men doing that to women, which has been what Hollywood has done for 100 years.
I feel like Ryan was the catalyst of it all, but that's just me. Yeah. So.
That sweet boy.
I feel like he was like, "Arr," and she was like, "No, don't get mad at me." So.
I was a fan of his in the last couple of years because of Deadpool and his humor. But I wanted to punch him in the face when Two Guys, a Girl, and a Pizza Place came out. Because I'm like, who's this fucking guy? I'm going to have to deal with him for decades now, aren't I? That was his first sitcom. And then he did that movie Waiting about, how they spit in your food at restaurants. I believe it was a TGI Friday comedy. You didn't see that?
No.
He also starred in Van Wilder, which is actually a retelling of the guy who doesn't wear a shirt, Bert Kreischer, his college life. Did you know that was based on Bert Kreischer?
No.
How am I the one telling you this?
I did not know that.
Yeah, it is. But apparently he was really good in that. Catherine trains me when it comes to male actors and male comedians because she knows more about them because I cross the street and I'm like, was there a girl in that for like a minute? Let me go study who she is and what she did.
Bert Kreischer's wife has a podcast. That's a really good podcast.
I've heard good things. And I believe Kathleen Madigan goes on that when she's in whatever town it's in.
The only reason I knew about it is because Kathleen Madigan went on it.
You and I go down bunny trails, if that's the right way to describe it, when we listen to podcasts and we find like 3 or 4 other places. You were describing one before, and it was about it wasn't about Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. We were talking about something and you ended up going down so many, was it about that?
Maybe.
Earlier we were talking about something, oh no, it was Leanne Morgan.
Oh, I love her. Oh my God, do I love her.
Our new favorite comedian is Leanne Morgan, and by we I mean Robin, because I haven't actually watched more than like a 3 or 4 minute set. But I really enjoyed her.
She says butthole a lot.
Oh, that's a good word.
It's a really good.
Do you know what she was?
I guess an insult, like not. She's like, well, that light is a butthole.
She is really good in You're Cordially Invited with Will Ferrell and Reese Witherspoon. That movie that's on, I think, Netflix right now.
Yeah, I haven't seen it, but I've just saw the
Amazon
clips
Prime.
of her. Yeah, I've just seen the clips.
She's funny in that.
Oh, she's so funny.
And if I may, I saw a beautiful, which this would be part of our Chased by Pavarotti, but also could be social experiment. Your favorite GIF or post or meme from last week, and I'm going to do that right now. And it was the one of, it said underneath, when Parker Posey earned her Emmy. And I don't know if you're not watching The White Lotus, right?
No, I'm not.
And you've never watched it? The new one has Parker Posey in it.
I like Parker.
And the first line she said, they just showed that clip and said, this is when she got her Emmy. She deserved it. Like, she earned her Emmy in her delivery of her first line because she's playing a Southern woman. And Parker Posey could play a lamppost.
Yeah,
I'm going to
she's
go
really good.
because it's Parker Posey.
Yeah.
She's one of our favorites.
She's very good in the Christopher Guest films.
Oh, my God. She's so great.
Yeah.
We have one more segment, but we also have, the clock running out. But this will be a quick one, and then we'll do segments that didn't make it as segments. And lucky you guys, you get another 2-parter because that's what we do now.
I was gonna say. I think this is more than just one.
It is. Okay, so Robin, the final segment that is our 4-segment run because we like even numbers. I do. It's clean. It's neat. It's called "Don't Tell Me What to Do."
Don't tell me what to do.
What do you got, Robin?
Don't tell me what to do when it's people who on the internet do something about age. Like
they tell people of a certain age they shouldn't do that.
Yeah, with your hair. Like, oh, at a certain age you should have your hair up or short or this way or that way.
Yeah, like hair length.
Yeah, hair length. Length, that's a great word.
And what's fun is that we lose words and we don't really care. We find 7 other words to cover it, and I'm sure Mary Lysett is screaming at her phone, why don't they just say length? It's hair length.
But don't tell me what to do. You know what? This is my hair. If I want to go all gray, I'm going to go all gray. If I want to grow it long, I'm going to grow it long. You know what I can do? I can pick it up out of my bathtub all the time because it's always there. I got a lot of hair. It's not going anywhere. Want to chop it off, which I might, or if I want to grow it, I can. I don't care if I'm 50. I don't care if I'm 80. I don't care if I can go back in time and be 5. Don't tell me what to do. It's my hair.
Do not tell Robin what to do with her hair.
No. Yeah. What's your don't tell me what to do?
Well, I'm riding right along with you, but I could go on about hair for quite a while, but haven't we covered it? So we might not have on the podcast, but my friends all know my feelings. Mine currently is a thing that I saw go by on some social media. I don't remember where. It said if you're over 40 and you're wearing a backpack, there's something wrong with you. I'm going to have a backpack in my coffin. Because fuck you. I fucking love backpacks.
You can put little snacks in there.
You can put everything. Go hiking. You're hands free. You're just hands free. We're all about hands free, you and I. Because you like a good small pocketbook or purse that you could do a crossbody situation with.
No, but my joke was you could have a snack whilst you're in your coffin.
Oh, that's funny. That's not a bad idea. We don't really know. You know,
well, you don't.
The Egyptians knew. They put like your pets in there and snacks, all kinds of stuff.
Now you brought us down. Poor kitties.
Oh, I mean, what do you
To those kitties, man.
They're fine.
They would have died anyway. It was like millions of years ago.
They actually did put live animals in there, didn't they?
Cats.
That's pretty fucked up.
Yeah, so.
And I'm not even a fan, but that's still fucked up.
Yeah, poor kitty. Anyway, I felt like we left on a sad note. But since this is a two-parter.
It is a two-parter, and we hope that you enjoyed our new segments that we're going to be doing, which will now justify in episode 33, segments that didn't make it as segments. And we're going to do those right after this break. Welcome back, and now we're going to do our segments that didn't make it as segments. I'm going to throw to Robin.
Okay, my first segment that didn't make it as a segment. Actually, my only segment that didn't make it as a segment.
We're just doing one.
We're just doing one apiece. My segment that didn't make it as a segment is it still called bait and switch if you got conned by a fishing supply store? Don't know. We can't talk about it.
Fishing.
Ugh.
Mine segment that didn't make it as a segment. What would happen if you had bad vibes at a Goodwill?
Oh, wow. That would have been a really good segment.
That would have been a good segment, but unfortunately we can't cover it. Thank you guys for joining us again for what I hope to be something that we take to the grave. We're going to do this till we die, Robin.
Yep.
No commitment, though. Maybe.
And that was the last time you ever saw Scooch Ovaries.
That was and that was their last episode. Is a t-shirt potential. The other t-shirt potential is the one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It is. That was the last episode. And then we've covered a lot in this episode. It's definitely going to be a shirt. And we want to remind you guys, we're going to do a 5K in April. Mm-hmm. And you should come and hand us water or laugh or maybe hold signs up.
I feel bad for us because we're in so much pain.
Yeah, and I'll probably be walking. I'll still be in pain. I might bring a walker.
At this point, I'll probably be walking with you. So
you'll be walking with me? We'll be walking. She made me take the W out of walking. The second one, not the first one.
Walking?
Walking. We appreciate you being here. We hope you'll come back next week for another episode of Scooch Ovaries! Scooch over.
Hey, can you scooch over?
You want me to scooch over?
Just a little bit. Scooch.
Scooch?
Scooch.
Scooch. Scooch Ovaries!